Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope that you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day to start things off. eBay has denied rumors that it is going to start accepting cryptocurrency as a payment method, according to a Bloomberg report on the 14th of May. Speculation has been mounting since the e-commerce giant took out ads at the Consensus Conference in New York City. One of the billboards said, "Virtual currency, it's happening on eBay." It has been suggested that this week's surge in crypto prices, which has happened without explanation, was linked to hopes that eBay was preparing to embrace crypto. A lot of people, first of all, it's far more likely. I've been looking at other explanations as to why the cryptocurrency prices over the last 2 weeks have been going up. People believe that it is a mixture of consensus happening, the nonstop good news we've been getting from Consensus, the major institutions who have been announcing their support for cryptocurrencies at Consensus, the 15 plus companies who announced, Whole Foods, GameStop, blah, 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 so on and so forth, who are going to be accepting cryptocurrencies as a form of payment. The thing that we also had from the Gemini twins, where they were also talking about their other app that was Flexa, and there was Spedin or something like that. And then also the news that Microsoft is also going to be building on top of Bitcoin. That probably had a more impactful impact than hearing that eBay could potentially be on the cryptocurrency train. Not to say that eBay doesn't hold a significant amount of weight, but to kind of put all of it on eBay's shoulders doesn't really make a lot of sense, given how the online auction site bills itself as the world's largest marketplace. Such a move would have been a major milestone in the industry's quest to achieve mainstream adoption, Bloomberg reported. But addressing the rumors directly, an eBay spokesperson said, and I do quote, "Cryptocurrency is not accepted as a form of payment on the eBay platform, nor is it part of our payments strategy," end quote. The online marketplace does currently have a section marked virtual currency where people can use traditional monetary forms to purchase crypto from sellers. The eBay clarification is not the only rumor that has been discredited over recent days. Excitement has started to build in the crypto community in April, when a tweet suggested that TD Ameritrade, which holds an estimated $1.3 trillion in assets, was testing Bitcoin and Litecoin spot trading on its brokerage. But Sunaya Tuteja, the company's head of digital assets, told Bloomberg, "Currently, we're not. What we have, we call paper money, which is what our clients can try for trading strategies. It was a simulation, so there was no actual execution," end quote. The most ridiculous part out of all of this, at least for me, especially when it comes to the entire TD Ameritrade thing, is that we had information from the people from TD Ameritrade yesterday in another video who were sitting on a panel at Consensus talking about how much institutional interest they had over the course of the last 6 months from their clients to get into Bitcoin trading on their platform. They said that they had at least over 60,000 calls and emails from multiple people around the world who wanted to get into Bitcoin in some sort of way. I would find it very odd for the people from TD Ameritrade to be sitting on a panel at Consensus about cryptocurrencies if they didn't plan on getting into cryptocurrencies in some way. There's a reason why we didn't see Jamie Dimon sitting there talking about that JP Morgan Chase one day is going to have a tab at the top that will allow you to click and trade cryptocurrencies. There was a reason why it was TD Ameritrade there. I'm not exactly sure why companies or institutions or banks or whatever give out information, people figure out that something is going to happen, and they kind of go, no, we didn't plan on doing that. Especially when you have major information that major companies, what have you, are going to be getting into the space. So a lot of people, like we saw before, where someone like looked at the code that was on Binance and realized that they were going to be implementing a couple of things. And then the next day we had Changpeng Zhao come forward and say, hey, yeah, we're actually doing that. It's kind of obvious to see, like, if you're testing it, if it was a simulation, it's clear that at some point you're probably going to move in that direction. Maybe they just don't feel comfortable enough saying it out loud yet. Anyway, on the eBay front, here's the actual area where it says virtual currency miners and mining contracts. They have an entire section for it for those who were wondering. And then for those who were wondering even further where this entire rumor about eBay came from, it came from at Consensus. Someone took photos of what was going on. For those who are not looking, it says eBay, virtual currency. It's happening on eBay. Reach 179 million active buyers in the world's largest marketplace, eBay. And then it says eBay, digital collectibles, it's happening on eBay. One can assume if you're at Consensus and there's an ad that says digital collectibles, it's happening on eBay. Virtual currency, it's happening on eBay. eBay probably took out these ads. I doubt that there was some random person walking around saying, I'm going to take out a fake ad just to kind of scare everybody, kind of, throw something into the mix. eBay's probably going to be offering virtual currency. I could rather, here's where it gets really weird. Imagine a world where eBay doesn't actually accept virtual currency, but they create their own virtual currency. Maybe allow no, I don't think they would be a cryptocurrency trading desk. I think that would be a little bit too weird for them. But digital collectibles is also very, very weird. This would have to imply that they're working with some type of a blockchain company. Like they're working with someone. I guess we have no proper indication of it yet because it says it's not a form of payment and it's not part of our payment strategy, but it's definitely somewhere else in the mix. If you have, and I assume that this is only 3 of the ads that people were actually able to find. Anyway, yeah, that's the eBay news. I think it's quite ridiculous when you take out an ad for something and say, no, that's not going to happen, when we all know and can all see, and thousands of other people at this event have also seen this as well. But good luck to them. And I'm expecting over the next couple of weeks when they announce that they actually are getting into cryptocurrency, we'll then be able to send them messages and say, hey, why'd you lie for? Yeah, let's move on. Next up, a crypto analyst known as Nick Patel says a comparison between Bitcoin's price history and the ebb and flow of altcoins indicates Bitcoin's momentum may be slowing down and setting the stage for a major altcoin rally. Patel told 71,000 followers on Twitter that Bitcoin's big rally in 2019 has pushed altcoins into new yearly lows in their ratios against Bitcoin. This was happening against multiple cryptocurrencies. I remember a week ago, somebody was posting something about the Satoshi value of XRP in comparison to Bitcoin as Bitcoin was rising rapidly, and then other altcoins as well were also, in comparison to the Satoshi price, were not faring as well. He said when these ratios corrected over the last 5 bull cycles, Patel says average growth for altcoins was 617%. The entire point that's being made is that we have had at least a couple of analysts out there who have come forward and said that they think that an altcoin rally is currently taking place or is going to happen even further, simply because that the altcoins have been pushed down in comparison to the price of Bitcoin, because a lot of people have been waiting for that $8,500 and $9,000 and $10,000 Bitcoin, which would then, according to analysts, cause Bitcoin to shoot up above, 10,000. Next stop is 20,000, what have you. It was kind of the fear of missing out on the price of Bitcoin going up, and now that the price has kind of rested around the $8,000 level, that people are expecting that there could be a rally for different altcoins, which is already kind of taking place, at least over the last 2 days. Kind of interesting. Next up, I thought this was actually pretty good. A lot of people have been asking me questions like this, and I don't always have the proper answer because there isn't just one answer. The Litecoin Foundation has published an overview on how crypto users can keep their LTC and other digital assets safe, including a look at hot and cold wallets, hardware wallets, paper wallets, and how to recover lost funds. For those who are wondering, I'm going to try to remember to put this in the description below. I'm going to try, for those of you who have your phone out or some other type of device or are wondering about this, you can search for Litecoin Foundation and then how to keep your cryptocurrency safe. And they have an entire thing to describe to you exactly how you can do it, because it's I get questions like this in the comment section, and it's almost, there are far too many ways, and I can't suggest just simply one way. Everyone has to figure out a way to keep their own cryptocurrency safe. There are multiple ways, so you're lucky on that front. It's not like there's only one way, but not everyone will be comfortable with certain ways. I have people who have them on like paper wallets. It's just like a piece of paper that has the QR code on them. A lot of people are afraid of a fire, a flood. People have their own things that go through their head, so it's up to everyone to ascertain how they should hold their own cryptocurrencies and in what ways. And next up, the government of the German state Nordrhein-Westfalen announced plans to establish the European Blockchain Institute to research blockchain technology in a press release that happened a couple of days ago. According to the NLV Economics Minister Andreas Pinkwart, The European Blockchain Institute will be founded in the in the city of Dortmund later this year, inside the Fraunhofer Institute for Material Flow and Logistics, or the IML. The press release says that critics of blockchain have voiced concern over the amount of energy consumed by mining Bitcoin. Winklevoss addressed these concerns and praised the benefits of blockchain tech, saying this technology can be safe, decentralized, affordable, and, when properly used, not too energy intensive. According to the press release, Europe is behind the United States in blockchain advancements and has to catch up, which is the goal that the NLV hopes to lead the way in achieving. As Cointelegraph reported, Ripple's director of regulatory regulations, we heard about this guy yesterday from Ripple talking about that the US was falling behind and needed more infrastructure, so on and so forth. Interesting that the EU is also trying to pick up the pace a little tiny bit. I've seen a lot more initiatives within Europe as far as people getting more into the cryptocurrency space. I mean, to be fair, there is more of a concentration of wealth within the United States. So this is why I think that we typically hear about cryptocurrency happenings in either California or mainly in New York. That's not to say that that there aren't places like that within Europe. I don't think Europe is really falling behind. I think they've been one of the more friendlier continents when it came to cryptocurrency adoption. So this is the actual press release that we have right here from them. I assume that a lot of people cannot read German and therefore this means nothing to you, but this is the actual thing that they released when they were talking about the European Blockchain Institute to research blockchain technology. To kind of finish things up, these are slowly coming back to light as time has gone on. I mean, kind of is what it is. It's just how the cryptocurrency space is. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, is currently reviewing 3 Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, one of which was filed last week to track the prices of two cryptocurrencies. An SEC commissioner said at the Consensus Conference on Monday that the time is right for a Bitcoin ETF, as the commission is due to make a decision on one of them next week. At the Consensus 2019 conference in New York on Monday, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, also known as Crypto Mom, which no one calls her, discussed the regulatory environment for Bitcoin ETFs, expressing her dissatisfaction with the current law. She asserted that the SEC should do more to provide a regulatory framework for cryptocurrency, including rules and a safe harbor. She was talking about that things are taking too long, things need to move faster. Pearson encouraged the audience to write to the SEC to help them understand the market. One issue she noted was market manipulation, which is a concern that people keep raising at the SEC. Other issues like custody also come up a lot. So for those who don't know, whenever the SEC is thinking of approving something, there's some area on their website where you are actually able to voice your opinion, say what you want, blah, 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 blah. We went through all of this in 2018. What I noticed as very funny, at least for me, is that, one, the SEC has had at least 4 years, not to say Hester Peirce, she's probably only one of the very few people who understands the cryptocurrency space, at least in some sort of way. That we've seen that the SEC over the last 4 years does not really care about the cryptocurrency space. They don't really care to learn about it. And this is why I think it's very ridiculous that they keep asking the public to write to them and tell them what they think about the cryptocurrency market, or exactly if an ETF should actually go through. The other really annoying part is that regardless, I think in 2018, there was a situation where the SEC was also asking for many people to come forward. I think on one of the proposals, we had over 200 people within the cryptocurrency space who actually ended up writing to the SEC through emails, or rather on their official website as well. And they still denied it, which lets me believe that they probably don't even care at all. They probably care more about the negative things because they're so, what's the word? The word isn't confused. They already don't want to let one of these things through. So when last year they had the thing that was, where you can write what you want, say if you want the Bitcoin ETF, there were hundreds of responses. And I think there were 5 of them that were negative. And when you read the responses of the people who say that we should not have a Bitcoin ETF, which is ridiculous in its own right, I actually shook my fist to the sky. It usually comes up that they keep saying, but what about the custody? Where are people going to custody this? And it drives me crazy because it's random people as well as other people who are probably obsessed with other forms of assets. It could be anyone from another mutual fund or hedge fund who doesn't really care for cryptocurrencies. And because they write these negative things, it kind of sets the entire movement back. And I don't know exactly what can really push it forward, because like I said before, I don't think that the SEC actually really cares or wants to let one of these things through. But I think at some point they're going to kind of be forced to, because other countries around the world will have already gotten it together and will have released these things. And the SEC will, just not to be able to fall even further behind, will eventually have to release one of these. The other comments that you usually see, and I hate the way that they're written, because you can tell that the people who are writing these things don't care about crypto at all. They always talk about market manipulation. Well, why would we let this through if the market can be manipulated? Should we allow U.S. investors to allow in something that can be manipulated? The entire stock market is heavily... The stock market that we have right now is so incredibly manipulated, it doesn't even make any kind of sense. Like, same as I think for the prices of other commodities, like these things are all held down, and people within countries and governments know that all these things are being manipulated on a rapid basis. This is why we see so much corruption and stuff like that end up happening right before we end up having a stock market crash. Or you see the major companies who are having insider trading, who it's just, manipulation is all over the place. So to use manipulation as an excuse for not allowing something that's based off of a cryptocurrency to go through, it's just complete laziness, because once again, my opinion, these people do not care about crypto. And too bad for them, because it's definitely not going anywhere. The other important thing that we have around here is that apparently there's the Bitwise ETF, and the date of approval or disapproval, when they're supposed to say yay or nay, is the 14th of August. The other really important one, air quote, that's not going to get to go through is the Van Eck Solid X Bitcoin ETF. That is for May 21st. That is 5 days away. I'm going to assume that this is not going to happen once again. It's very, very sad. I've lost so much hope for regulatory agencies within the US. I mean, it's not to say that other countries are doing a swimming job, but at least they kind of come forward talking about that they are open up to do these things, or rather, usually if you have even just the underlying asset, they're usually more comfortable with you being able to issue something against it. It kind of is what it is. I'm afraid of the market reacting to any type of rejection, which it should not do, which I think is completely ridiculous at this point, because the market will move up regardless if we have an ETF or not. But this discussion will continue. If the ETF next week is rejected, I'm not going to even talk about it, just because, yeah, it's completely pointless at this point. But the reason I keep bringing it up is because the news is always there. I can't really explain it any other way. Like, this is always major news, because a lot of traditional investors and some people within the cryptocurrency space are also waiting for some type of an approval, because it leads to this extra legitimacy for the cryptocurrency space. We're fine as we are. We don't need any other institution to kind of say what we can or cannot do. Bitcoin will move up regardless. We're seeing a lot of movement in other countries around the world because their currencies are not doing too well. And this is why Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are only going to continue to flourish in the future. All right, everybody. That is definitely going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Hope it's absolutely fantastic. At the moment, this is exactly what we were just talking about. The altcoins seem to be doing relatively well. I have no idea what's happening with XRP. It has these huge spikes up and then it kind of goes down. I'm pretty sure it was just green before I started the video. Who knows what the heck is going on? Ethereum is over 200. A lot of people are saying that the next level that they're looking for is the $400 level. Not exactly sure why it's 400, but I mean, I still think we're going to get to at least a $3,000 to $4,000 Ethereum during the next bull run. We had, where were we? We were at $1,400 before for Ethereum. So I think we're going to do very well the next bull run that we end up having, especially as it slowly creeps its way up before we have any like hyper, super crazy mega movements. No other altcoins are really up that fantastic at the moment. Stellar's up. It was up around 20%. Tron is up 7. Ethereum Classic is up almost 12%, which is kind of cool. NEM is up 35%. I don't remember hearing any type of insane NEM news that would have warranted a 35% almost said upcrease, uptick in price, but good for them. Yeah, NMEC goes up 13. Very cool. Right. As always, geez, I have so many things on my phone. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, SC Verzely Fine Art, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Knight Owl, Shell and Fried Rice, Gilboa Snake, Crypto Joe, Mohair Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Crypnotic, Clara T, Snowden, Crypto Artist Coldy 3D, Nicholas One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich, The Third, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Manjalavori, and Anthony Charles. Thank you all an incredible amount for your support. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. I think I need to have some tea. That this whole video took a lot out of me. I'm not really sure. I wasn't even screaming. Anyway, thank you all once again for watching and listening, and I'll definitely talk to you all soon. See you.